First off, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Morning, Brita.
Welcome to the Zoom Lughnasadh service of First Parish Church in Billerica, a Unitarian Universalist welcoming congregation. Whoever you are and wherever you are on life's journey, you're welcome here this morning. My name's Brita. Brita learned I'm the worship leader this morning, and I'm head of the worship committee in general. Please bear with me. I'm getting over a horrible cold, but they will have a wonderful service in any event. I just want to quickly start a little differently by acknowledging that our building in the center, First Parish Church, was built on the unceded land of the Pawtucket and Massachusetts people. We acknowledge the connection that they have continued to maintain with the land here in this place that we call Billerica. Let's begin. Calling the Quarters is not by Starhawk, but the opening words are, so I'm going to start with that. Starhawk, of course, is a well-known author, a feminist, and neo-pagan. Her 1970s book, The Spiral Dance, was one of the main inspirations behind the goddess movement, and several of the readings in our Gray Hymnal are by Starhawk. So here's her quote. "The goddess does not rule the world. She is the world. Manifest in each of us, she can be known internally by every individual in all her magnificent diversity." Okay. Now, excuse me, please bear with me. I'm missing a, oh dear. Talk amongst yourselves. I've been very scattered because of this cold that's been going on for quite a while, and I have one part of my service that I do not see. Excuse me. Okay. Well, I'm just going to wing it. So you draw from many sources, and one of the sources that we have is actually right here in the book Chosen Faith, the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. So in that vein, today's service is drawing from the pagan and neo-pagan traditions, and we are going to use the neo-pagan tradition of the ritual here, and this begins with calling the quarters. And this is actually from the Utica, New York UU service for Lughnasadh that I saw, and I really liked how they called the quarters. So calling the quarters is also sometimes called calling the directions, and after I say each direction or quarter, the response that everybody can say, even though they're muted, just say along with me, hail and welcome. So we begin with the east. Spirits of the east, elements of air, the hot summer wind and the cool breeze, swirls of storms and the wisps through the branches. You bring to our circle your connections of clarity and thought. We welcome you to join our circle. Hail and welcome. So everybody say that with me after each of these, please. Now we go to the south. spirits of the south, elements of fire, white-hot flames in a flickering candle, the midday rays of the summer sun, and the last reaches of red beams at sundown. You bring to our circle the heat of passion and the drive to accomplish. We welcome you to join our circle. Hail and welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Now the west, spirits of the west, elements of water, the crashing waves and the babbling brook, a torrent of rainfall and a light mist. You bring to our circle a cleansing and nurturing force. We welcome you to join our circle. Hail and welcome.
Welcome.
And now the north, spirits of the north, elements of earth, deep sinking mud and the dusting of beach sand, the dark force in the green meadows. You bring to our circle a grounding and a place to rest. We welcome you to our circle. And one more time, hail and welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. I had a whole intro to that. Now is the time when we will light our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. And please say the chalice lighting words as I light that. Okay. Life is a gift
for which we are grateful.
We
Gather in community to celebrate
the
glories and the mysteries of this great gift.
Okay. And let's continue with our affirmation of faith. Love is the doctrine of this church.
The
Quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer.
To
To
dwell
dwell together in peace,
to
to seek knowledge and freedom,
to
to
serve
serve humanity in fellowship,
to the
to the
end
end
that all
souls shall grow into harmony
with
with the divine.
Thus
do we covenant
with each
other
and
and with God.
Our opening hymn is a lovely meditation on breathing. It was done by another UU church, and it's right from YouTube. It's very easy, and please mute and sing along. You can just sing breathe in, breathe out, actually, and still be singing.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the words in the chat. So if you can look at the chat, you'll see them. We just put them there for you right now, because some of you have just joined. And then I'll play the music for you.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, I'll breathe out.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure why it did that. John Luke just got on the same Wi-Fi as me a second ago. John Luke, you might have to log out. You log out.
I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out loud.
Okay, we're getting going here. This is the time in our service that, by the way, I really like that that video. It's really lovely, that song. So please check it out on YouTube if you want to hear it again. It is now the time in our service for those who wish to share a joy or concern. And actually, we're not going to be recording this part. So we turn now to this main part of the service. I'm going to talk a little bit about Lughnasadh. Lughnasadh is of course, the Celtic festival of the first harvest. And historically, it was widely observed throughout Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. So in ancient times especially, Lughnasadh occurred at a poor time of the year for farmers, when the old crops were pretty much done and people had eaten up all that they had from the year before, but they were still waiting for the new crops to be ready to be harvested. So it was a big deal when the first fruits and the first grains could be harvested. Lughnasadh is the first of three pagan harvest festivals. The second one is Mabon, which is the autumn equinox around September 21st. And the last one is Samhain, which is, of course, around, which is Halloween, and around the October 31st and November 1st. I wish Bob and Deirdre were here because I'm going to go on about Ireland a bit now. So Lughnasadh is named after the Irish god Lugh, who is an important character in Irish mythology. He is portrayed as a warrior, a king, and a master craftsman. So a lot of times the festivals for Lughnasadh had crafts in them, or like horse racing or other kinds of skills. Lugh is often depicted holding a magic spear and a sling. Some sources say he was the Celtic god of light. I don't know. I think maybe he got conflated with some different. The mythologies change over time, and he might have been conflated with the sun god or something. But actually, he's this very specific person in Irish mythology, which really isn't, from what I've seen, isn't really about the god of light. Lughnasadh is mentioned in some of the earliest Irish literature. Activities during the ancient Lughnasadh gatherings included feasting, religious rites such as offering of the first fruits to the gods, trading, and athletic contests. And particularly there was these ancient athletic contests called the Taltine Games. And many of these activities would take place on the top of mountains. There would be like a walking up to the taller places kind of thing happening. So the Taltine Games were kind of like an Irish version of the Olympics, and they were around 800 BCE. So this was a very long time ago. And in Irish mythology, they were begun by the god Lu as a funeral feast and athletic competition in commemoration of his mother, or his foster mother, which was this very ancient goddess named Tal Tiu. And she was said to have died of exhaustion after clearing the plains of Ireland for agriculture. So it sounds like there's like previous mythologies that went back even further about Lughnasadh. Lughnasadh is also called by the English term Lammas. So Lammas comes from the words loaf mass. So Lammas seems to be an early Christianization of the pagan Lughnasadh celebration. But it's become basically synonymous with it. It's very similar. It's also about being grateful for nature's abundance. And I think a lot of the folk art and the customs have probably come down through the Lammas, which is, this Christianized version, because everybody was Christian. And one of the things I just wanted to show was they have these corn dollies they make, and they make them folk art for a lot of things. And they're made out of wheat and they're made out of corn, but here, can people see that? So this is this amazing kind of wheat thing, and they make a whole bunch of them. Some of them are simple. Here's a simple one made out of corn, like a corn husk. I think these. Here's another fairly simple one in a field, and one more made from wheat. And the wheat ones especially can get very elaborate. I don't know. I just thought those were cool. I think they're all the rage in Great Britain. The other thing the very last thing is I just want to mention is how things have kind of survived into modern times. Like some of the going up to the mountains has survived, but it's been Christianized. There are now pilgrimages up a mountain, and the most popular one, there's one called Reek Sunday pilgrimage to, see, and this is where I needed Deirdre, Croagh Patrick. So there are some vestiges of
Croagh Patrick.
Okay, so these are things that still are kind of holdovers from I think the ancient Lughnasadh. And there is also a long-running fair called the Puck Fair, which is held every August in Killorglin, County Kerry. This fair can be traced back as far as the 16th century and is thought to hail back to ancient Lughnasadh festivals. So, with that in mind, let's go on to our ritual. And, excuse me, I don't know if people read the little thing that came with the order of service that on the email blast to have some fruit and bread. So this ritual also is from the Utica, New York UU service that I really liked. That seemed to be the one that had the actual rituals. And I just really like the energy of it. So I invite you to join me in a ritual of thanks and in a ritual of abundance. As we gather this Lughnasadh, we give thanks for the harvest that feeds and sustains us. And we ask for abundance to help bring us all that we need throughout the remainder of the harvest so that we will be prepared for the winter. For this ritual, I have included things from my garden. So this is all from my garden. This is my zucchini and squash, and my pepper and tomatoes, and there's also some grain, in this case just some crackers for the ritual. So let's begin we're going to take a deep breath and inhale the sense of the season and the energy of ripening fruits and herbs and grains. Okay, we're all inhaling all that, and now we're going to exhale and let go of any concerns and uncertainties that are troubling us. The wheel of nature, the wheel of the year has turned and the harvest has begun. We have food on our tables and the soil is fertile. Nature's bounty, the gifts of the earth, give us reasons to be thankful. Mother of the harvest, with your sickle and basket, bless me with abundance and plenty. The rays of the early spring gave life to the plants that bloomed and flowered in May and June. The pollen was spread, and though the flowers drop and fall away, they are replaced by fruits that are just becoming sweet and ready to be eaten. We thank you, Lady of the Harvest, for these gifts, and we eat these fruits, parts of the plant, a reminder of the cycle of life. In your name, we honor you for your nurturing. So if everyone can pick up a fruit now. Tomatoes are apparently fruits because they develop from a flower and they have seeds. I read that. So I'm going to eat. Okay, so we will now eat our fruit. Okay. Months ago, we planted seeds and through the summer watched them grow. We tended the fields and we tended our lives and are now blessed with abundance. The harvest has arrived. Thank you, Lord of the harvest, for these gifts and for the gifts yet to come. Well, I'm going to take our cracker here. We eat this cracker or bread, grain transformed by fire in your name, and honor you for your sacrifice. So here we go. As the months continue, more harvests will come. We will save what we have, and it will be enough to get us through another winter. So I didn't thank you for joining with me for that. There is now a second part which I people can do later because I forgot to add this part. Sorry about that. If you have any herbs growing in your garden, this is just parsley because I have tons of it. Get some herbs from your garden or from just from the store for a ritual of abundance. So here is my parsley, and the other thing you need is a bit of string. So on your own time, just if you want, just go ahead and do this as well at some point. So here are some some herbs from my garden. I will take my herbs and tie them with a string. And as I do, I can focus my energy of gratitude into this bundle and ask the Lord and Lady to provide me with abundance. I will hang my herbs to dry so they will attract abundance to me even past this season of freshness and into the dark and cold of the winter season. When I see my herbs, I'll remember all that I am grateful for, and abundance will find me. So this is just a nice little ritual. And let me just tie this up here. Okay, so ta-da. And if everybody can do that also at some point, that would be wonderful. And thank you. That concludes the ritual. Thank you for joining me today. We now are going to continue by just mentioning that our Unitarian Universalist churches are self-supporting, so any offerings that you care to make are greatly appreciated, and you can go to our website or, of course, mail in a donation. We are going to extinguish our chalice, and please say the words in the order of service as I extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not
the light of truth,
the warmth
of
community,
or the
or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Our second chant is The Earth is Our Mother, and invite everyone to sing along with that.
The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey Anna ho Anna, hey Yan Yan, hey Anna ho Anna, hey Yan Yan. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step
we will now release the quarters and open our circle. And actually, if folks can unmute to say the response, which is hail and farewell in this case. Okay, so spirits of the north, and we release the quarters in the reverse order that we welcome them. Spirits of the north, elements of earth, we thank you for visiting our circle, and we will remember you each time we sink our feet deep into the ground. Leave us with stability and grounding. You are free to journey where you will. Hail and farewell. Spirits of the west, elements of water, we thank you for visiting our circle, and will remember you each time we feel the cool rain upon our head. Leave us with cleanliness and a sense of being held and protected. You are free to journey where you will. Hail
and farewell.
Spirits of the south, elements of fire, we thank you for visiting our circle, and will remember you each time we feel the heat of the sun on our skin. Leave us with that flame that drives us to do our best. You are free to journey where you will. Hail and farewell. Spirits of the east, elements of air, we thank you for visiting our circle, and will remember you each time a cool breeze drifts over our faces. Leave us with a clear head and the feeling that we are all connected to one another. You are free to journey where you will. Hail
and farewell.
Okay. Just one last thing, a benediction, and it is in our hymnal, and it's by Starhawk. Earth Mother, Star Mother, you who are called by 1,000 names, may all remember we are cells in your body and dance together. You are the grain and the loaf that sustains us each day. And as you are patient with our struggles to learn, so shall we be patient with ourselves and each other. We are radiant light and sacred dark, the balance. You are the embrace that heartens and the freedom beyond fear. Within you we are born, we grow, live, and die. You bring us around the circle to rebirth. Within us you dance forever. Okay. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. And sorry I'm so foggy with this cold, but you all joined in wonderfully. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.